PSV will play Bayern Munich at home.
Ah, damn.
Liverpool.
I know, man.
Newcastle away. Napoli's fighting De Bruyne's.
Damn. We have a difficult draw, man.
My guest today is a life force of a defender. A human joy to see him back on the field for both club and country, recovering from a lengthy knee injury. But less than a month into this Eredivisie season, he's already scored twice for PSV Eindhoven, including an 84th minute moment of wonder to win the Dutch Super Cup. Man's already having a better comeback than Bill Belichick. It's a joy to raise our Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer to that human blur of speed. Few men love a nutmeg more than him. He's got his own logo. He needs his own personal highlight reel editor. Welcome, Truff, to Mr. Sergiño Dest.
What up, right? What up?
Did I get that right? Welcome, Truff. Is that good Dutch, or did I just F that up completely?
Welcome terug.
I can never quite get...
Almost. You got it.
It was about that far away, Sergiño. But it's so bloody good to see you back at USMNT national team camp
Thank
for the
you.
first time since March 2024. What's it like to be back? It's the first time you've been able to train with Mauricio Pochettino.
Yeah, obviously I was there in the summer as well, but it was a little difficult. I wasn't totally fit. Yeah, I'm so glad to be back. I'm feeling really good, and I feel like I can help the team a lot.
The players that you've arrived to meet are so different to the last time you were there. I think there's a dozen players from MLS, 4 new uncapped players. How do you get to know your teammates? How do you introduce yourselves before you get stuck in at training?
It's kind of a whole new squad, like half of the squad is new. So obviously, you got to get to know each other a little bit. And obviously in the pitch, you will see some different qualities. So I feel the qualities introduces for themselves as well. That's the situation at the moment, we got to deal with this. And everybody has an opportunity and a chance to be there in this squad, to be fighting for the World Cup. So am I. So I'm really happy to be back. I'm trying to do my best, and we got to achieve great things with this team.
I gotta say, it's so bloody good to see you back, Sergiño, because this was one agonising ACL injury, and it's been a grueling recovery. I think you were limited to just 7 games, all competitions last season, but you come back with a vengeance. It's like watching you John Wick your way down the field. 2 goals, 2 assists in 5 games. That 84th minute winner to give PSV their 15th Dutch Super Cup. How does that first game coming back feel? Is it excitement for you, or are there added nerves? Are you holding back at all, trying to test your injury?
Yes, of course. Whenever I was there in the summer with the national team, like my leg was not good anymore. I had like a couple days off that I took during vacation after the season, after we became champion. And I was really surprised, man. I was like 5, 6, 7 days. And then I come back and it's like I put 2 months of step backwards, like I had no power in my leg. And I was training during the vacation. After that, when I got sent back home, I did the whole preseason. So I felt the progress, slowly coming up. But the first couple of games, I felt like my body, was not the same like it used to be before. It's obviously really nice to be important for the team, have 2 goals and 2 assists already. I think this is also a season where I'm really going to focus on getting these goals and assists in to get really, really important for the team. And obviously I want to play good. And I feel like my body is getting stronger and stronger. Since last week, I feel like, because I was also with a hamstring tendon, I felt that for like 6 months since March. So it's like, it wasn't something really dangerous, but it was irritating in my sprint. So I couldn't really sprint maximum. So now that is completely gone, but I still have to manage it, So I'm really working consistent and doing extra work and physio and etc. So I'm really focused and motivated. So this season has to be my best season. I have to be ready for the World Cup. I have to be ready for this team, for my own club. And just personally, I want to be strong without any injuries, man. So I'm really focused and consistent to do that.
Your game isn't just about simply moving the ball from point A to point B. I mean, you are the entire collection of FIFA skill moves. Elasticos, why? Because Rabona, no look passes. So where exactly are you? Do you feel like you're ready to get back full on that Sergiño Dest entertainer, or does it still feel like you're working your way through the gears?
No, I'm feeling like I'm ready to be an entertainer again. I need like maybe a couple more weeks. And then I'm 100% back to that old level and even better. Hell yeah, man. That's my game, man. I like to do some skills. I like to play with flair. And I feel like that's really nice for the fans to watch as well. And also for me, if I watch myself back on the YouTube clips or whatever, it's nice, you know? It's nice to see yourself.
I want to ask you about that. I am going to get to that because it's an amazing part of your demeanor, your being, your aura, that you both do it and you love to talk about it and revel in it. But how do you put in your own words? Because I love watching you as a footballer. You do seem to bring a sense of true joy to the field or wherever you can. But in your own words, Sergiño, if you were to complete this sentence, Sergiño Dest is the kind of player who tries to do what? How would you, in your own words, how would you describe yourself?
Skillful, fearless, and joyful. I guess that's how I describe myself. Whenever I was a kid, you know, the reason why I fell in love with the sport was because of the skills and because of the things you could do that other people, for example, can do, you know, and that's really nice, you know, to be able to do these things in sometimes even risk situations, you know, because only like that you can, you know, achieve glory and make glory, man. It's nice.
Just the ultimate thrill seeker on a football field, and we are with you along for the ride. I mean, yeah, I want to talk about that YouTube thing that you've just hit, because the story is, you always considered yourself a left back, but is it true you realised that you could play right back too by watching YouTube videos of yourself?
Oh, yeah. Like, obviously, I was playing my first season at PSV. I was playing the whole season left back, you know. So then sometimes in your mind, it's going to be like, oh, no, I only want to play left because I'm used to play left in this team. You know, everything went well, so I want to play left. And then it was a while for me to play on the right. So I needed to adjust. And I was mentally not ready yet to play on the right. But now I am. And I was like, damn, like, I cannot find excuses, you know, like, I know how to play right back. I've done it all these years. I've been as a right back to Barcelona, etc., etc. So what am I saying? So then I started watching these clips and I was like, yeah, of course I can do it. And obviously it's not always easy, but now I'm fully confident again at both spots, man.
Good, Sergiño, just to get this right, it was watching yourself play right back on YouTube that made you realise that you could play right back.
Yeah, because obviously I think everybody knows as a football player, you know, if you're right-footed and you're on the right side, it's sometimes more difficult. If you're left-footed and you're on the left side, same thing. That was for me the change again in terms of how to play, and also the 1v1 actions was kind of different, and you know, I needed to get used to it again. And I think part of it was also because I wasn't fully fit, so then everything is more difficult, you know. So now when I'm fully fit, I feel like I can play on all the sides. Even if you put me as a goalie, man, I'm gonna get all the balls out of the goal.
By the way,
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You joke, Sergiño. We may need you. Number 9, baby, Sergiño Dest. You heard it here first.
Number 9.
Which do you prefer, left or right now?
It really depends on what team I play, with who I play, and against who I play. So it doesn't matter for me at the moment.
You're famous for dropping the highlight reels of your own moves after games. We've talked about this before. I love that you do it win or lose. You're just like, yeah, okay, this is what I did. When you watch them, and I don't know how many times you do watch your own highlight clips, what emotions do you feel watching yourself, Sergiño?
Obviously, highlights. The majority of highlights clips are always the positive things. So obviously, I'm also looking at the negative things, the things that I did wrong in the game. So I don't forget about these things. But yeah, the things that I've done, great. Obviously, it's nice to watch. And I feel good about it.
Do you just laugh? Do you laugh out loud when you watch yourself?
Yeah, because it's nice, you know. That gives me joy. That is why I'm doing this sport, you know, to be able to do all these things, be important, but also to enjoy to enjoy the sport, And I feel nowadays you don't really have it anymore. You have a lot of robots, if I say it like that, like a lot of tactics, etc. But the creativity, that is what makes the sport beautiful, in my opinion.
Amen. Sergiño Dest. Amen to
Thank
all of
you.
that. By the way, not just football, but in life. Find that joy.
Yeah.
Find that joy and revel in it, which, not to hark on a dark time, but 11 months away from the game while you were recovering, while you were rehabbing a torn ACL, having to work independently away from the rest of your teammates, that must have been, for you, its own kind of agony. How do you do it mentally? Do you stay connected to the team, to football, or do you let yourself disconnect mentally and just focus on rehab?
At that moment, I really disconnected from football, to be honest. I didn't want to go to the stadium. I didn't want to watch my teammates too often because then it's going to trigger me a little bit more, So it was difficult, but I accepted it. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let's see what life has to offer more, Let's see what other things I can do. Maybe I'll find some new hobbies or I meet some new people. And that's what I've done. I went to the Fashion Week in Paris. I went to the Formula One. That's also a different sport that I didn't really know so much about it. Now I do know more. I was actually about to go a couple of days ago, but I had to come into camp, so I couldn't. But yeah, of course, man. I'm a person that if I accept something, I'm not going to look back because I feel like I cannot change the situation. So why should I get so much emotions about it, So I just look forward and see whatever I can accomplish when I look forward. And then I just look forward, man.
I speak a lot with Tyler Adams, a gentleman who's spent an agonising amount of time out on the sidelines. Long-term back injury. He's spent time in surgery. He's been away from his team for long, long periods. He told me he got in touch with you right after your injury because he knew some of the moments and the lows that you'll go through while in rehab. What was the piece of advice you got from a player that really helped you through this dark period?
Obviously, some of the players and I got a lot of messages from people, that really lived along with me in that moment. And they told me, obviously, whatever you need, if you need help, just, don't be scared to reach out. I'm here for you. So I really appreciate that. Of course, some people just send me packages of fruit or whatever. I appreciate everything, man. It's about the gesture, I'm a kind of, I don't want to say too introvert, but I'm a kind of guy that don't like to ask too many questions. So I'm just doing it on my own with the people near to me that help me. And I got all the help I needed. So I was good. I was good at that moment. So I couldn't complain.
What's your favorite fruit, Sergiño?
My favorite fruit?
Yeah.
Oh, why are you asking that?
Just because you got the fruit from the players. I want to make sure you get the fruit you like, Sergiño.
Yeah, man. I like all types of fruit, man. I like all types of fruit. I don't have a favorite.
Let's keep sending this man the fruit that he needs to get fully back. But what did this period of recovery teach you about yourself in the deepest way, about your game or yourself?
I mean, like, be patient and don't stress about things you can't control.
There you go. Football and life, listeners. One of my favourite moments of your recovery, I've got to say this is personal, was the time you went to your barber's, got your hair cut while wearing a barber's cape that was personalised with your own Sergiño Dest logo on it. How does one get a personal barber's cape?
I actually got it from the national team barber, David, authentic barber. So shout out to him. I saw him with his capes, I saw like all his capes were fly. So I was like, is there a possibility you can get me one? I just pay for it and you get me one, like a nice one with my logo and stuff. And I was like, okay, I have a couple in my house whenever barbers come. I feel more personalized, it's nice to have. And obviously it's not like the biggest expense or something. So I was like, a cool thing to have. Why not?
It's one of my life goals now to get my own personalised barber's cape. But in terms of your return, you've made all 7 of your appearances near the end of last season. You played the full 90 minutes in the final game against Sparta Rotterdam. You came into camp. There was the pair of friendlies against Turkey and Switzerland. Then it was decided, as you've said, that you should go off and work on your own again, focus on your own recovery. Mauricio Pochettino said he wanted to put you on your own training programme because it was the best. decision for the player. Mentally, what was that like? Was that rational to you and you understood it? Was it frustrating emotionally to feel so close to the promised land, but then to have to return?
Yeah, it was really tough, because I was working really hard, but I felt like, I have to admit, I agree with them at that moment. I didn't feel perfectly good. I felt actually pretty bad, but I just didn't want to admit it. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. And I was training so much, even before training, extra training, just I wanted to get that strength back, and I thought it would take a couple of days, but it wasn't like that. And then at the end, they made the decision that it was best for me to go back because it was dangerous. And I was a little bit disappointed, but I understood very well where it came from. So I accepted it, man. It was the best decision. And that's why whenever I went back, I really started to think about like, hey, these things can happen to me. I've been a couple times had a setback from my ACL injury. I was like, now I gotta be more consistent. I gotta work with someone specifically that knows my body, and we're gonna make a plan for 1 year just to see where we're gonna get. And that's what we're doing now, man. That's why I feel like better and better. And I don't stop now when I feel good. I'm gonna improve myself to get to the next level.
When you're away from football, the Summer's Gold Cup, where we reached the final, lost to Mexico, do you follow that tournament from the outside? Or when you're not there, do you avoid the games when you're injured? You just can't watch them?
No, I watch them. I watch them. Obviously not live because time difference, I have to sleep. I'm sorry. But obviously, the highlights, etc. I watched. But yeah, obviously I wanted to be there.
What's it like? You see Malik Tillman balling. You see Diego Luna announcing himself.
Yeah.
Which player made an impression on you, Sergiño?
I think Diego did really well in that tournament, Well, there was like a player I didn't really know so much about before, to be honest. And obviously it's nice to see some new players and new qualities, McGaglin, the first game he scored against Turkey, or it was Turkey.
Jack McGlynn, yeah.
Yeah,
Jack
McGlynn. He scored against Turkey, right? In the first 2
Turkey,
minutes or something. And I feel like he has a really great shot, from distance. So I think that is also a really good quality that we can use in this team. So it was nice to see different qualities I haven't really seen before.
So many changes have occurred since your last appearance for the US, March 2024. You played the full 90 in a 2-0 over Mexico in the Nations League final. Back then, the US men were still coached by Greg Berhalter. Mauricio Pochettino has arrived last September. It's almost exactly 1 year ago, Sergiño. You're encountering the Pochettino camp for the first time. What have you experienced that's been different than in the past? What has Poch brought to this team?
To be honest, I haven't been that long with Poch. This is actually my first real camp. So it's difficult to say because I haven't played a game under him yet. But obviously, like during the camps, the camps are a little bit different, in terms of training sessions, in terms of maybe a little bit more strict. I don't know if I want to say it like that, but maybe a little. But it's too soon for me to say, to be honest.
You are back with your PSV and US teammate Ricardo Pepi, who's also just recovered from a long-term knee injury. Last weekend, he played 45 minutes against Telstar, which I think was his longest stretch on the field since January. Have the two of you supported each other during your time away?
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, I have a really good relationship with Ricardo. So that's nice. Obviously, he had some difficulties coming back, with his injury because he also had a knee injury. But he's playing now. So the last 2 games, he came in as a sub. So he plays, and I'm happy for him that he gets back, because we need him.
You see him in training every day in a way most US men's national team football fans don't. What's he like to have to defend against, Sergiño? How good is he?
He's a really good striker. Obviously I'm not a center back, so I don't play against him that often. But if I play, I win my duels, Yeah, I win my duels. But no, he's a really good striker, of course. He has a really great shot from distance. That is, I think, his biggest quality, to score goals. And I like that. And obviously, with his injury, I noticed it by myself. Even when you're back, the first couple months, it's still difficult, you know, it's still not the same. It's still not only mentally, but it's not mentally actually for me. It's just how my body feels, you know, like in some curves, some corners, you know, change of direction, you feel like you just need a little bit more time, you know, or a bigger angle. And that is something that will go away after some months. But that is something you see with him still in training. What I see and what I kind of understand is that with some angles, he just needs some more time and stuff. But that will go away, but he just needs some time, you know, and he has time.
Do you work on that with a psychologist, Sergiño?
No. I'm just there with my physios and my doctors. So obviously I ask them the questions and I ask them like, hey, why is that like still like this? Is it going away or not? And they say, yeah, it is, you know, and obviously I'm still focusing, tunnel vision, working. And now slowly I start feeling like, hey, these things are going away, man. I feel like, you know, like I'm the old one, you know, so that's nice. That's nice. But sometimes you have some doubts, you know, because it's difficult. You're like, I'm already 15 months out. Why do I still don't make the change of direction like I used to? But that's just the process. You just got to believe in it. You just got to be patient. And that's it, man.
I want to talk about life in camp for one moment. Who's the toughest guy in US camp to go up against in training and why?
Oof. You asked me something, man. Who's the toughest guy to? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wait, how do you not know? Nobody comes to mind. There's no one on the ball, and you're like, okay, I'm stepping in here. This is my moment.
No, man. I'm just really confident, man. I'm really confident in my own qualities that anyone can come, and I'm there to be in war with you if I have to. But I don't know, man.
By the way, this is the most American part of an interview I've ever had. I love it. Sergiño Dest is the toughest guy to go up against in training. Who's the funniest guy in US men's national team camp right now?
Richards.
Chris Richards?
Yeah.
He's a chill guy. He's also a very, very, very funny guy.
Yeah, he's a chill guy, but also a clown.
Never change, Chris Richards. Japan and Korea are going to be some test. What do you feel is the goal of this camp, Sergiño? What will make it a success? Is it results? Is it a style of play? Is it something else?
Only results is that matters. It's what matters, you know, for me. Obviously, you want to play nice, etc. But at the end of the day, we have to win.
I want to touch quickly on Europe. Champions League draw held last week. PSV will play Bayern Munich at home.
Ah, damn.
Liverpool.
I know,
Liverpool. Man. Just make noises after every team. Bayern Munich was Liverpool and Newcastle away.
No, we have a difficult draw, man.
I'm not finished yet. You've got a late group stage match against Napoli's Fighting De Bruyne's. I mean, your injury mean you didn't play in the Champions League last season, but which of these games, which of these matchups have you circled on your own calendar? What are you most excited about, man?
I'm actually excited about all the Champions League games, you know, because it's a really tough draw, but we have 3 or 4 games that we should 100% be able to win. The other ones are tougher, you know, like Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, Newcastle, Napoli. It's tough. But I feel like if we give 100%, the balls around, it's just one game, so you can be lucky. It is possible, but it's really difficult. I will give my all for the club, and let's see how far we make it. But the first game is against Union, the Union SG from Belgium. Like we have to get the 3 points there. We gotta be sharp. We gotta work with each other. And if you play as a team with the right mentality, I mean, you can win all the games. Obviously, the quality difference is there, but it's just one game, 90 minutes. If you're locked in.
When you think about that, Liverpool away at Anfield, are you just like locked in, focused, just a game of football? Or is there part of you that's like, wow, Anfield, what a joy, what a wonder, what an opportunity? What emotions do you feel?
I feel just locked in, ready, because we're there for a game, you know. I'm not there. I've played for big clubs. I'm not there to look at the stadium or whatever. I'm just there to play, to win with the team. And obviously, in Liverpool, Anfield, it's really difficult to win. It's an amazing club. So there, personally, I'm there just for the team, giving my all, and also for myself to kind of, show myself.
Once you've been a teammate of Lionel Messi's, does nothing else compare? Nothing becomes intimidating after that?
I'm never intimidated by no one. I'm sorry. But obviously his qualities were out of this world. But yeah, no, I'm not intimidated by no one.
Sergiño, when you've been in the locker room before kickoff or at the half, which of your teammates has given the most motivating pep talk that you've ever heard, and what did they say?
Damn. You're asking me some questions, man. Come on, man. I'm the type of guy who just listen, but I don't listen because I'm focused, you know. I don't remember. I don't remember, you know.
I love that guy. You just see mouths moving at halftime.
And I'm just like, okay. I'm just thinking about, okay, what I'm not going to do in the pitch or whatever, you know.
There's a story about you that I love. In your first season at PSV, you made a bet with assistant coach Rob Mass that if you scored at least 3 goals, he had to buy you a tank of gas. But if you scored less than 3, you had to hand wash his cart. You'd already scored 2 before your knee injury kept you out. I'm going to ask, have you made any bets for this season? Because you're already on 2 after 4 league games.
I did. So last one I lost. Obviously, I had 4 games in hand, but I got injured. Too bad. At the end, he said like, no, I don't want you to wash my car. Okay, good. You know, I wanted to do it, but if you don't want, okay, good. So this year, I made a bet with him. I told him I need a minimum of 4 goals, a minimum. I think personally I'm going to score more. A minimum of 4 goals and a minimum of 11 assists. So I'm just keeping it at 15 GA this season. That is what I want. That's my goal. 15 GA or more.
What are the stakes, Sergiño?
We didn't decide yet. But that's going to be it. But we didn't decide what we're going to do for each other now.
If you get 15 GA, I will clean Rob Mass's cut.
All right. I will book your ticket.
Tell old Bobby Mass that those are the stakes. But last question for you, Sergiño. As you look ahead towards the US friendlies, towards this upcoming Eredivisie season, what will make it feel like a success for you?
Being champion again. Get my personal goals, of course. And actually, that's it.
Do you think about the World Cup? I mean, you've already played in one. Do those games feel utterly different and it feels like an experience you crave again, separately to the one that you've already had?
Yeah, 100%, man. That is something you can't describe. There is nothing like a World Cup. You play with so much pride. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. I would love to play 6 World Cup if I can, you know, like it's unbelievable. But this year or next year, hopefully we get more rounds. So, you know, we play more games because these games, you know, you can really grow into the tournament.
Sergiño, if you keep playing until Tim Ream's age, you could play 8 or 9 World Cups.
Hell no. Hell no. He's 37, man. He's 37.
So he says. I think he's at least double that. Sergiño, I want to raise my Michelob Ultra to you. Your health, your return, all that is to come. Just, you've got an inimitable style and it's a joy to listen to.
Appreciate that.
Courage.